Perfect. Thank you. Rock and roll. That's it for today.
We have a very good. We have a very good.
I'm glad that I stepped a few times in front of the camera because unless you do it, you really don't know how an actor feels, and that's very good for a director to know that. Because when I started, it seemed to me so simple to tell actors do this. Why you can't do that? It's so easy. It's so simple. Well, go in front of the camera and try yourself. Suddenly you realize it's not so simple. It's not so easy. Listen, there's this kind of irony. Not about that smile before was.
Okay.
15. She's a Valmont, but this Julie, you son of a bitch. This girl is a daughter of my cousin, Madame de Boulange. So, and she's under my protection. So you stay away from her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's somewhere in between. You'll find it. Let's try this again. This kind of.
That young lady is the daughter of my cousin, Madame de Boulange. 15. That young lady is the daughter of my cousin, Madame de Boulange. That young lady is the daughter of my cousin, Madame de Boulange. The young lady is the daughter of my cousin, Madame de Boulange.
That young lady is the daughter of Madame de Boulange.
Okay.
And she's under my protection. She's 15, so you must be, you know?
Right.
It sounds good. That sounds Best definition of acting came from Gandhi. And Melody Patinkin asked him, what is it what makes acting great, James? And he said, well, just plant your feet on the ground, look the other actor directly in the eye, tell the truth. That's it. I like that.
You know, the relationship with the director is very often, I find, for instance, when I'm on the horse, if I find the horse gets uneasy with me, I start to get uneasy with the horse senses that I'm uneasy, the horse gets more uneasy, I get angry, then I start to think, these are the rules. When I kick you this way, why don't you just go this way? It's simple. Go. That's what I'm telling you to do. And the horse is sensing that it's not, I have perhaps not behaved in a controlled way because I'm uneasy. And this can be the same with the relationship with the director.
I like working with him very much. He's really inspiring person because he has great passion and great energy, great enthusiasm, and joy. I think he really enjoys making films. He enjoys the day-to-day process of it.
Et on reprend de nouveau, hein?
D'accord. Pas très bien.
Yeah, ça serait parfait. Mais il faut que vous vraiment forcez les acteurs à le faire, hein?
Oui, ça y
Parce que ça serait parfait.
He knows what he wants very much, and he notices everything you do, and it has to be perfect. He's a perfectionist.
And what does he see? My idea was that he was, just was penetrating him somewhere here, that he's in that kind of a position, and they are both up here, something like that. And you are almost holding him up with that, that he would fall. So that you are shocked even more than he is, and then he would probably fall, I guess, on the ground. Well, fall. And probably freely, huh?
Oui, oui.
That means, that you are here attacking the... And again, drunk.
And that salute before all that dialogue about apology?
No, that's after, because...
You are vain, you are...
No, you can, you know what might be nice, that you get there and you start salute and he starts to talk and you stop. You know?
Yeah. What do we do, Central?
What is it, 20 hearts or what? Yeah.
Go.
The first time I met him, I walked into the office, and he says, you're from Texas. He says, do you know how to fence? I said, no. Do you know how to play an instrument? Do you play any instrument? I said, yeah, a little guitar. Do you ride horses? Oh, of course you ride horses. You're from Texas. And he says, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And that was my first meeting with Milos Forman.
Get it better. Listen, it might help if they practice with the mask and with this gear on him so that they are not so afraid.
Milos, he knows it inside and out. He's got the film made in his head to some degree. You can see it when he's working. When he's concentrating on something, it doesn't matter who's around him. It would be useless to try and interrupt him or to come up and ask him a question until it's obvious that he's worked through whatever the problem is in his head. It's as if he's watching the film.
But the thing that he does working with actors, which I find really extraordinary, is he puts himself at the center of the conflict of the scene. He puts himself at the center of the scene. So that on this picture, he has been very gentle, very elegant, that was wonderful, let's do it again, that was charming, yes? Whereas on a picture like Cuckoo's Nest, he'd come running in and say, "You're crazy, what are you doing, what are you looking at, ah?" Run out and come back and say, "Beautiful, beautiful." So he really put everybody off center, put everyone ill at ease. And he became the big nurse in the hospital. And you can always meet his eye in a scene, and he's right there. He's right there with you. He's exactly where you should be. And that's the part about working with him that's very interesting, this kind of crossover reality.
Pane zavolá a ten sem přijde a oba dva koukají, jo? At the beginning, you'll be lying probably over there reading a book or something, you know, and then Alzolan is here watching for you, and then you'll be, sir, you come here, you know, then you look, and there she goes, you know.
And she's where? At the other, where?
That's exactly, yes, about there. So what, you fell in the water, and then the same thing for Alzolan, he's flopping in the water over there.
Shoot in the daylight.
Jump up, look, and we see Turvel, boat and nobody,
Yeah.
right? And then a little later when he hears help, we need this again, where we see Valmont splashing in the water and the boat around there. Right? It's a little bit... Gone? I don't feel. You know, naive, innocent guy. It's so light. It's a conversation about nothing. It's, you know, the moment you see that he's coming up, don't say anything
Don't do the
anymore,
rest.
even if you don't finish the dialogue, because it's not really important,
Yes,
but
yes.
you know what I mean?
And then when he comes up, then I go into the,
And
no,
then
I'm not clever
when
enough
he
to
comes
talk
up,
to you.
says, no, I'm not clever enough to talk to you, and then you go away, okay?
18J première.
Quiet, please. Act.
Don't do that. Monsieur
cut. That's nice. All right. Right away once more.
Does that mean you don't love me?
I don't like this at all.
Milos Forman's respect for material and for subject matter and for the quality of thought behind the writing is totally international and far transcends. It's really not I don't think it's an accident that Milos Forman hasn't made a picture in Hollywood.
You can't direct anything artificial, anything which doesn't sound and look real and true to him. It's impossible.
And he's not, doesn't feel any compulsion to give in to any outside source. He is for the picture 100% the truth that he's seeking in that picture.
But whatever it is, because I can't go into all the details of it, but I assure you it's very rare that a major foreign filmmaker can completely assimilate himself in American motion picture making and understand an American audience.
That's right. I guess, you know, when you are nursed by American movies, right? And so I developed this desire to have a gun, Jeep, and a Zippo.
And which gun?
And a Magnum. So I have them now. I never fired the gun in my life, but I have it. And I have a Jeep and I have a Zippo, so I made it.
Stay tuned for A Jumpin' Night in the Garden of Eden, next here on Channel 17.